the art of the deal, it was not. So my question to you, just what was the point of all that?
That's a great question, Jonathan. And I spent most of the weekend talking to a number of particularly Republicans, but also Democrats. And that is exactly where they all are. Everyone sent this bill to President Trump after literally months of all of this fighting. They finally got it to him, and he created this, as you said, John, from nothing. And instead, he delivered a week of uncertainty. Finally, of course, ending that crisis by signing the bill late last night. It not only provides money to those who need it, it also avoids a government shutdown that otherwise was going to happen tonight. Remember, Congress passed this bill last Monday night on a bipartisan basis and sent it to the president to sign on Christmas Eve. But instead of signing it, he complained that he wanted to raise the stimulus checks to $2,000 a person. That's something he could have advocated for months ago. And Trump has been at his Mar-a-Lago golf course. The bill actually had to be flown down to Florida to him. And eventually, after zero changes were made, he finally signed it last night, claiming that Congress would make changes to meet his demands despite the bill already being signed into law. The president's decision to delay the legislation allowed unemployment benefits for roughly 14 million people to expire. And there will likely be a delay for millions to get the money that they so desperately need. It also delays the stimulus checks that were expected to begin going out this week. So, John Lemire, a couple things here. First of all, the delay on those stimulus checks means that for the two senators that are the Republican senators trying to keep their seats in Georgia, there's now a chance that their constituents aren't going to get those checks before actual election day. That's something Republicans really wanted. But also, I know that there was an incredible behind-the-scenes scramble on the part of Republicans to try and convince the president to do this. It was partly because of Georgia, but there had to have been some other arguments. So my question to you, as someone who covers the White House, is what finally got through to him? What arguments was he hearing? What made him finally decide that he was going to cave and actually do this? And I realize that they gave him that signing statement as a way for him to kind of have a little bit of political cover, and he made all of these demands. But the reality is none of those demands actually mean anything in the context of Congress. They're really just political cover. So why did he give in?
Well, you make a good point about Georgia, Casey. This election that's a week away. And this certainly doesn't help those two Republicans' case at all to hold on to their seats and therefore the GOP majority in that House of Congress. As far as the president goes, you're right. It has been a nonstop lobbying campaign. Senator Lindsey Graham was on the golf course with him in Florida over the weekend. He heard from Kevin McCarthy from the House. He heard from other allies, both inside at Capitol Hill, but also in the media, who were telling him, conservative media, who were telling him this is damaging. This is going to undo parts of your legacy here in the 11th hour. And other advisors in the White House, and let's be clear, that is an ever-shrinking circle. There are very few voices now that he listens to. Suggested to him, Casey, that this was also going to potentially hurt whatever he wants to do next. We know, of course, everything right now is he's priming for his next step. And as much as he is fighting this election still, as much as he's pinning his hopes on the Electoral College certification next week, he knows, and the people around him know, that he won't be president anymore. And it's a question of how to set himself up for what's next, making money, being in the media, or potentially even running in 2024.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.